This continent has suffered so much and continues to suffer because of imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind. Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them. Our lands belong to them. Our subsoil belongs to them. They have never been able to change the logic until today. This is deplorable. But how do they proceed? Unfortunately, it is since the 1960s that these 6,000 acres of independence have been given to Africa. They have just placed local valets at the head, according to them, of their sub-prefecture to be able to continue to feed them. These local valets, which we are going to call today the slaves of Salon, have other goals. They want to live like the master, to satisfy the master, and to do everything that the master dictates to them. They steal, they plunder our states, they bring everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like the master and always satisfy him. Do you know who these slaves of Salon are? Well, we are going to explain to you what they are. They are individuals who have no dignity, who have no morals, who have no personality. But the master slave has always known how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brother, to satisfy the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us to the benefit of their master. These individuals continue, against all odds, to help the master plunder Africa. They like to say it every year. In their economic polls, Burkina is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say. But when the time has come to take responsibility, we have asked this master to leave the place. Why don't they want to leave? When we take the case of Niger, for more than 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy at home. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are illuminated. It is the light. But in Niger, it is the darkness that has served us. When you go to our states, our soils are full of precious metals, such as gold. But often there is not even the slightest road accessible to reach the areas where they exploit gold, even less certain basic social services. This is why we have decided to revolt and take the fate of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples. But when we decided so, we were approached by some saloon slaves to pass on the message of their master. Because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the heads of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it is inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to enter the ranks to make the elite leave that must lead Africa. Because they have an elite formed and formatted that must follow, that is embedded in this chain. We refused to enter their ranks. And then the hostilities began. They have sent several mercenaries and trainers to our area. The agents have descended into the Sahel to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our people, hoping to revolt them. In addition to these attacks on the ground, the attacks on communication, manipulation, and disinformation are full in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and we will never be able to be manipulated again. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake, and people are fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being fought. This will never make us cry. We will not tremble. We will fight. We will fight for real independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of the Sahel, these individuals have only 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local values are only elected in a democratic, free and transparent process according to their values. What is more normal, that we want to impose this on ourselves, because it is they who dictate the rules. Very well, we have decided to take responsibility. Do you know why on June 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the slaves of Salon and their masters got on the big horses? They put their local values forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to take up arms against Niger will face us. Because we will wage a merciless war until the last drop of blood for anyone who dares to attack our states. This word, this decision we made yesterday, is current today and will be current tomorrow and forever. Thus, we acquired the AES on September 16, 2023, in a mutual defense architecture. But we felt it necessary to extend and therefore enlarge the AES architecture. What brings us together today must allow us to go to other areas in addition to defense, including finance and economy, infrastructure, health, education. In short, I pass. So I hope that this moment will be for us a story that we will write for the AES, but especially for Africa and for the whole world. May God illuminate each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks that are entrusted to us. And above all, that when we do all our work, that we have in mind only one thing: the supreme interest of our people. On this, we pray once again, good God, that He accompanies us all in our different tasks. That He protects our fighters, who thanks to them, allow us to sit here and exchange about the future of our states. So be grateful once again, Nigerian people. Be united and united, people of the AES, the homeland or death.
And it was created for the majority of state leaders, putschs, as they like to say. It was the military who took the power and took the responsibility to create the ECOWAS, so that there was a real economic growth of the people inside this space. Later, the so-called Democrats were invited to the heads of our states. They completely emptied the community of its foundation. When on June 26, Nigeria decided to take its destiny into its own hands, We were surprised to see the ECOWAS appear on June 16th with a force in wait. Where was this force? When thousands and thousands of Nigerians were killed by terrorists. Where was this force? When thousands of Malians and Burkinabés died under the bullets of terrorists. They said that by force they were going to house the valiant sons of Nigeria who took the destiny into their own hands. Do you believe that these are women who are in Nigeria? There are fighters there. The Nigerian army is a warrior. It has been fighting for years. It is not a parade army or a peacekeeping army. And the armies of the ECOWAS have decided to unite. We are waiting for this force in wait. It is important that these so-called Democrats understand this. When thousands of Nigerians die in hospital beds due to lack of electricity or lack of medication, it is a crime. They are responsible for these sanctions. They are responsible for these deaths. The same thing happens in Mali. With Burkina, we have indirect sanctions, because people have to understand. When they take their orders from the other side, they come and do everything to apply it. It is shameful. Some have decided not to provide electricity to our countries. It is not free. We pay, and it contributes to their economy. They have tried to make Mali suffer. And of course, by ignoring all the texts and not providing electricity to Mali, hoping that the population would revolt. It does not work. When it lasted, some were forced to make their own people pay by increasing the cost of electricity. It will increase again. This gives us several lessons. Several lessons in the sense that the independence we take, the sovereignty we take, we must do everything for it to be. They have given us very good lessons, and we have understood very well. Some have closed their ports, which goes against all international texts, because we cannot close our ports in a landless country. They did it. They violated the text. The international community did not say a word.
I am not a politician and I don't beat around the bush. I am a soldier and I prefer to tell you the truth. Everyone is free to take it or leave it. Everyone drives their car, everyone lives well. We eat in the morning, we eat in the afternoon and evening, and we do whatever we want to do. We are free to speak, to say what we want. This is democracy. This is the law. That's all. That's all we know in Ouagadougou. But go and see them, the children who are skin and bones. Go see those who are starving. Go see those women who can no longer breastfeed because they have nothing left in their breasts. Go see them. Let's not pretend. If our journalists don't have the courage to go out in the field and bring back these images, it's because we want to whitewash Burkina's image. I'm telling you, it's false. It exists. When I tell you about people who eat grass, those who want to contest, I will take them to see it continues. It hasn't even stopped, because we have managed to supply some villages, but others not yet. We are still on the way. No civilian can even support us with trucks, so we can show solidarity with these populations. What kind of integrity is this? What is integrity, Burkina Faso? What is it? This lack of support has deeply unsettled and revolted us. Until we truly address the core issues plaguing this country, we will remain in a state of unrest and discontent. For the moment, we've managed to secure some trucks in the army and have been using our own means to transport supplies. However, this hasn't really added much to the support for the starving populations. And even in doing this, there's been a distinct lack of empathy. The citizens were aware of the situation, but they've remained on the sidelines. This is to say that solidarity has disappeared in Burkina. Have pity for the people, have pity for the youth, have pity for the children. What have these villagers done so that when the sun sets, they find themselves in caves and under trees? They leave village after village, and in the morning they come back to see if everything is okay before returning. They sleep in the bush. They cannot sleep in their homes. We don't tell you these truths. This is the reality of Burkina. We only see our cities. We are responsible for what happens to us, and we will be fully responsible for what will follow, whether it is good or bad. It will depend on our behavior in the future.
You, the people, have the power. But how do you change your Africa if you don't understand it? The abuse and exploitation of Africa must come to an end. Imperialism must come to an end. Colonization must come to an end. We demand a free Africa that is going to be treated fairly, just like anybody else. Plain and simple. To that end, are you all prepared to fight for what belongs to you? Because this is not going to be easy. Getting rid of those people out of Africa is not going to be easy. It's going to take a deep understanding and a commitment to fight. It is a crusade, make no mistake about it. It is not for the faint at heart. But we can only fight if we have that resolve and we understand that which we are fighting for. Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. No one can continue to abuse us to the extent that we have been abused. You children are our future. You have the intelligence, you have the energy, and I know if we can just join hands, a little wisdom that we might share with you, and the energy that you have, you are a formidable force, and the world knows it. Africa, IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We.
Welcome guys, once again, my name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. To my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back and watching my video. Thank you so much for the love and support. So guys, I hope you have watched and listened to that video from Ibrahim Traore. I really love Ibrahim Traore because he's that one of our African leader who do things according to how it's supposed to be. He's that one of our African leader that he has been able to stand and call out the Western country and call out the colonizers to stop plundering African country, to stop taking resources from here in Africa. And also, guys, I've decided to share this message with my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, because we all know in the Caribbean also we have some of our black people who they came all the way from here in Africa, majority of them from West Africa. So that's why I really love to share these videos with my brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. And also we have some leaders in the Caribbean who they are still puppet, who they are still corrupt. And that's why I really want them also to change their ways, because we as black people, we as African, we have started African revolution. It has started. We are now waking up. So we don't want our leaders also to be puppet anymore. We want our leaders to do the right thing, to work according to the will of the black people. And that's why I really love Ibrahim Traore. I really love to share his message with the all black people. So Ibrahim Traore, he has come out and call and send a warning to those who are still puppet leaders, because like here in Africa, we have seen some of our African country, they have stayed in power for more than 50 years, for more than 60, even others for more than 70, like the president of Nigeria, the president of Uganda. These people, they have stayed in power for more than 30 years. But when you see their country it is not developing. People, they are suffering. People, they are still struggle. There's a lot of struggle. And when you go deeper and see in their country, they have resources, they have minerals, they have oil, they have gold. But how comes these people in this country, people, they are suffering while they have the resources? So this is tell you that these leaders, they have become a puppet. They are selling out their resources to the Western people, to the colonizers. They are making the life of their fellow black people in their country to be difficult. Like you can imagine Nigeria, it is the largest exporter of oil. These people, they have oil. But you can see deeper down, then some of the Nigerians, they cannot afford to buy the oil. Some of the Nigerians, they are not seeing the benefit of this oil, which it is in their country. So this is tell you that there is a problem with the government. If not, the government is selling out this oil to the foreign and eating the money. It is the leaders who have problem in this country. And that's why Ibrahim Traore, he's calling those leaders to stop being puppet, to start working according to the will of the people. Right now, we have seen Ibrahim Traore is being targeted by the West because of how he's influencing some of our African leaders. Like Ibrahim Traore, there was been like several attempts to shut down Ibrahim Traore, but this man is a genius man. He's very he knows how these people, they usually play. So to finish Ibrahim Traore, it will not be easy. And also Ibrahim Traore has sent a warning to the Western people to stop targeting him, because he's doing according to what it's supposed to be. These Western people, they have destabilizing our country. These people, they have painted a bad image of Africa. They have saying Africa, it is a third world. By saying Africa, it is a third world, and yet they still depend so much in Africa. This is a shame. This is so shameful to them. They are the ones who are taking our resources here in Africa. Our resources here, from here in Africa, it is the one which it is funding the healthcare in their country. It is the one which they are using to create jobs in their country, to give their children more jobs. It is the one which it is used to educate their children in their own country, while our children here in Africa, they are suffering. They don't have food. They cannot afford to go to school. And yet we have resources. So Ibrahim Traore is changing that, and that's why I want this message to reach to all Caribbean leaders, because we have some countries in the Caribbean. Look what it is happening in Haiti. The Western people, they have managed to destabilize the Haiti. Look and see what it is happening in Jamaica. The Prime Minister of Jamaica also is still a puppet from the West, because majority of the Jamaicans, they have been complaining. The foreigners, the Chinese, they are coming to Jamaica. They are taking over Jamaica. It seems like if they are not be very careful, the Chinese will be also colonizing Jamaica, because right now, like the Chinese, they are controlling like 50 to 60% of the economy in Jamaica. You can see that big businesses which it is in Jamaica, it is being owned by the Chinese. The Chinese, they have been given an allowed to import some of the food, their food in Jamaica, clothes that the Chinese who are importing in Jamaica. So this is tell you that the foreigners, they want to take over they want to take over Jamaica, and that's why I'm calling upon the Prime Minister of Jamaica to start working according to the will of the people, because right now I know Jamaicans, you are heading into election, and for me, I'm not supporting any political party. It is up to you. I know during this election, the leaders, they usually come with a lot of promise. They usually promise a lot of things. So they will say, I will create more jobs, will build hospital, the children will have a conducive environment to learn. But these people, when they get this power, they usually forget about what they promised to the people. They are starting to put their family to be their first priority. They are schooling their children out of the country. These people, they will start to live out of their country. They will invest out of the country, leaving your country to be poor. That's why I'm calling upon all Jamaicans to pray to God so that He can give you a good leader. A leader will work according to the will of the people. So guys, I don't have much to say. Kindly subscribe if you haven't, and let's follow what Ibrahim Traore is telling us as a black people. We want to see Africa becoming great. We want to see all black people uniting, the black Americans, the black people in the Caribbean, the African people uniting, because I believe if we will unite, we'll become stronger. And the Western people and these white people, they will stop using us black people. They will stop destabilizing our black country. And that's why I'm calling unity amongst black people. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share and comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.